Port Stephens has been listed among the 10 areas in the state in most need of more housing. And while development is steaming ahead, there's still likely to be a shortfall over the next 20 years, something that brought stakeholders together today.
Vacancy rates are at a record low, overcrowding is rife, and even people working a full-time job can barely afford housing. That's what a forum at Port Stephens heard today, an area where more than 500 people are on the social housing wait list, and it can take up to 10 years to get a property.
When you don't know where your next safe housing is going to be, it's incredibly stressful. The longer people are homeless, the bigger impact it has on their physical health and their mental health.
The state government has set a target for 11,000 new homes in the area over the next 20 years, but a shortfall of 4,000 is forecast. So Port Stephens Council brought the community together to brainstorm solutions.
We've got lots of national parks and state forests and the like, so we don't have a lot of opportunity for new areas for greenfield housing, so new 500 square metre blocks, so we've got to be quite creative.
While hundreds of freestanding homes are being built across Port Stephens, Council expects the future of home ownership to look a little different.
A quarter-acre block's just going to be too expensive for most people. So someone today who's on a medium income in the LGA can't actually afford a 3-bedroom house without actually putting themselves into housing stress.
The impact of short-stay holiday rentals was also discussed, as was the potential of Tomaree Lodge for emergency accommodation. And despite community pressure and almost $2 million in operational costs, the local MP couldn't confirm a timeframe for a decision on the future of the disused site during budget estimates yesterday.
I will absolutely release that consultation paper when we have done the work that's necessary that makes it a productive piece of work, which includes Minister, the work that we are doing to understand what the actual constraints are on the site.
Tony Abragetti, NBN News.
Plans to expand Lake Macquarie Private Hospital are now on public exhibition. The $30 million development features a 9-storey building on the Pacific Highway at Gateshead on the current hospital site, along with additional medical services including 114 extra beds, 3 day surgery theatres, 6 new emergency bays and 56 additional parking spaces. Community feedback will be accepted online until December 7. It's an ambitious project that's been talked about for years, turning the area in and around McDonald Jones Stadium and the entertainment centre into a sporting, lifestyle and housing precinct. Now, Hunter Park has moved a step closer, with new plans finally on the way in the wake of political controversy.
The future of Hunter Park back on the agenda. The state government today confirming a draft strategy will be released for the 63-hectare project in early 2024. Progress welcomed at federal level.
Anything that brings better facilities to Newcastle, that improves our infrastructure, that improves our offer to our local residents and our local community.
The news comes after a review ordered by the Premier in the wake of Newcastle MP Tim Crackenthorpe's dumping as minister found no issues around planning for Hunter Park. Following revelations, his family owns property that borders the precinct.
I know that these things are taken very seriously. Tim has done an incredible job as the member for Newcastle.
Mr Crackenthorpe's sacking still a hot topic for the coalition, as shown during yesterday's budget estimates.
Are there any conflicts of interest relating to your colleague Tim Crackenthorpe and the Stockton Centre? Was the Stockton Centre part of the property portfolio that led to his ministerial resignation?
No.
The Broadmeadow draft strategy was due to be placed on public exhibition last month. Business leaders today relieved that process appears to be back on track. The Committee for the Hunter, which has advocated for the precinct today, welcomed news of the draft strategy, saying it's now seeking more information on its scope.
It's very important that we just don't have residential or we just don't have sports and we just don't have industry, but the mix of how they mix together to be able to work, so there's a combination of urban services and community.
Georgia Vaughan, NBN News.
The private owners of the South Maitland Railway have told NBN News they're open to negotiating with the state government about selling the rail corridor that runs from Maitland to Cessnock. Freight company Horizon took ownership of the railway in March 2022 after coal operations ceased west of Cessnock. A public petition to see passenger services restored to the line is now gaining momentum. Horizon says if the government wants to consider the petition, it's open for talks. The Hunter's second Heal urgent care clinic at East Maitland is already reporting strong demand for its services, providing treatment for walk-in patients with non-life-threatening injuries. The medical centre is the latest attempting to bridge the gap between GPs and emergency departments.
We've provided care for 90 people last week alone, which is 90 less people going to the emergency department.
The clinic had its official opening today. Heal says it plans to open more around Australia. The public can now have a say on proposed upgrades designed to breathe new life into Georgetown Centre. Newcastle Council has plans for a new plaza, wider footpaths, more trees and safety improvements, and many locals are already on board.
Oh, it definitely looks outdated. It definitely needs to be done up like they've done in New Lambton at Black Butt. Looks really good.
Making this little strip here for all the small businesses and the people that use the Georgetown Local Centre much more friendly for people to come and visit and also go to the local shops.
Submissions can be made online until December 8. Checking today's temperatures across the Hunter, a warm spring day, a top of 25 degrees at Nelson Bay, 26 at Williamtown, 15 to 29 the range at Maitland, a top of 30 degrees today for Singleton and Scone.